Okay, everybody, let's welcome Bubba Watson, the captain of Range Goats GC. We have Brooks Koepka, the captain of Smash GC, and Patrick Reed on 4 Aces GC. Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So obviously we have you guys all here because you guys are going to the Masters next week. Very exciting. I just want to ask you guys, what's your preparation like going into the Masters this week while you're playing in Orlando?
Ooh. You know, I feel like it's kind of the same as it is while I'm leading in every year, is to kind of just work on different kind of golf shots before this week, and then, you know, try to have that same kind of prep while I'm playing on the golf course here. Is, you know, just really focusing on course management, because at Augusta, that's key. I mean, you have to know where to leave yourself and things like that, and so I kind of prep same way I do here as I would any other event going in.
Brooks?
Yeah, it's really no different. Just keep doing the same thing I've been doing. I think P. Reed kind of touched on it, course management, discipline a little bit, trying to be a little bit more disciplined and on where you miss it, make sure you miss it on the correct sides, and just make sure, I mean, to be honest with you, most of the prep we've already done for the last, I don't know, I'd say month and a half. I know these guys have, I have as well. So just about going out and play.
Bubba?
Yeah, same thing. I normally don't play the week before, so this is new to me, but it's good. Get some reps under my belt. You know, taking so much time off last year with the knee surgery. Just get some more reps, get grinding, get going. And obviously this course is going to be way different than Augusta, but, you know, try to get some good thoughts in your head going into next week.
That's great. And just shifting a question about LIV. So it doesn't seem, we're 3 events in now, it doesn't seem like there's any clear player or team that's dominating, like not like last year.
Charles Howell's doing pretty good.
He is doing pretty good. Do you guys feel when you're going out there week in, week out, like it's really anybody's tournament to win and any team really has the potential to win this week? And
yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, our team and myself have not really played very well. So, but, you know, the beauty of it is we're only 2 events in. So, you know, just started the season, so we can turn that around pretty quickly. Feel like I've been trending in the right direction. Just the course management been a bit of an issue, but yeah, I'm happy with it, and we just got to go out and play, go have fun.
Bubba?
Yeah, same with us. Last tournament was in Tucson.
Yeah.
I played number 3, 5 over. That's a double bogey, and a double bogey. It's a par 3. Yeah, it's pretty good. And I lost the tournament by 6 shots. So, or lost the getting into the playoff by 6 shots. So there's 5 right there. The winner played at 1 under, so he beat me by 6 on the 1 hole. So it's just little things like that. And again, that's course management, but getting back into the flow of the game again after, you know, so many 9 months, 8 months off. So again, that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to keep getting some practice, keep getting the skills going, and getting the thoughts going in the right place. But yeah, I think our team's in the right spot. Just like you said, it's the second tournament. This is the 3rd tournament. We just got to get some breaks going our way, just like the other teams have, and then it's a battle.
And Patrick, as the defending champ of the 4 Aces.
Yeah, you know, even though our team's finished second past 2 years, it's awesome to kind of see Pat and Pete playing the way they've been playing, because Cap and I haven't really been doing our job. You know, we've been finishing 3rd and 4th on the team the first 2 weeks, and you know, I feel like for me it's a little bit more of an adjustment, considering I've always played 31 to 35 events every year, and so playing less, just trying to find that balance of being course ready and tournament ready. So you know, it's been a little bit of adjustment, but I feel like I was able to change some things to kind of get that going, and kind of looking forward to the rest of the year.
It's great. I know these guys have a lot of questions for you. I'm going to let Mike go first, and then Bob, you'll be next.
This is for Bubba and Brooks. Since you guys are captains, I'm just wondering how much you're leaning into the business side of things. Are you enjoying that aspect of it in addition to playing golf, Brooks?
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed it. It's definitely been fun. I'd say probably over the last 7-8 months, that's kind of what a lot of time has been devoted to that, especially with the off season, right? You're not playing, so you could devote more time to that. It's a lot different than what we're used to, right? Yeah, we are involved in some business stuff outside of just golf, but I've enjoyed it. Just it's nice to put on a different hat every once in a while. You know what I mean? And I've really enjoyed it, getting to meet a lot of great people, so it's been fun.
Were you instrumental in the Smash logo change?
Yeah, kind of. It wasn't very good, to put it that way, last year. To put that nicely, but yeah, I would say, I think my mom was actually the one. We were sitting around the table, and then it kind of evolved from that to Taylor Stern to, yeah. I mean, it worked out. It's a lot better. We'll put it that way.
Bubba, just in terms of the business side?
Yeah, I love it. I've always said if you define me as a golfer, you're limiting who I am as a person. There's other things that I want to do, other things I want to accomplish, not only from business side, but from charity side, from growing, helping a city grow, helping a city get better. This is one of the things on my belt that I've always wanted to do, be part of a franchise. And so having the opportunity to spend time with guys that you care about, guys you want to see succeed, from picking colors to picking hang tags to picking name changes. It's been a blast. And obviously last year, my situation, being able to commentate, being able to see from the other side of the business, like I've said before, across the air, I never thought about what went on to put on a golf tournament, to put on an event each week. So seeing it from that side, all the people behind the scenes, the 1,000 people that are putting up the microphones and making sure the visuals are working, I've got to see it all. And I've got to be in while they were playing last year, I got to be in the meetings, to be right there with the managers and the GMs to see how the league's going to work and how we're going to make it go forward. They were battling, trying to play, but I got some time off where I could be in the meetings even last year. So I'm probably a little bit more caught up than some of the guys just because of the golf side. But it's been a blast. It's been fun. This is something we've all wanted to do, and to say you're part of a franchise is a dream come true.
And Patrick, a question for you. You mentioned that you guys have a couple of second-place finishes, but you're in first place in points. Just wondering what the kind of the mindset is right now, and especially adding, Peter to the lineup.
Yeah, I think the mindset is go out and, because of how well we played last year as a team, is to go out and try to get back on that podium on winning golf tournaments. And, it starts with all four of us playing well. I feel like that's what happened last year. Even without Petey. Petey played great last year, finished second, tied for second, so finished third in the standings on individual points list. So there's no reason why, if we go out and play how we're supposed to, that we're not only competing but being able to get back to winning golf tournaments. The problem is all these teams are great. Every team's getting stronger, and you have to run down guys like these guys next to me. So you just have to go out and not only play hard for yourself and individually, but you got to go out and play hard for your team. And I feel like with this team aspect, if you're not playing that great, you always have to know that, hey, a couple birdies here go a long way for the team. And I think that's the biggest thing here is you're playing for something more. And me, I've always loved team aspect, so I need to kind of get my head out of my you-know-what and start playing some good golf.
All right, Bob.
First one is for Brooks. Is it fair to say this is the first time you're going to Augusta healthy since the year Tiger won, when you were right in the mix that week? I mean, the last three maybe not feeling so good. And just if that's true, how is it different this time for you? How's your mindset different?
Yeah, I would say that was probably the last time I was healthy. I mean, everything's different, right? Like, if I can move, I'm able to move how I want to move, get the swing in positions that I want to get it in. Everything becomes a lot easier, and the game becomes a lot easier than it's been over the past, 3 years. So, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice just to get up there. I mean, I've heard about the changes. I haven't seen it. I haven't gone up at all. So we'll see it on Monday.
Bubba, I think I heard you were there. You've been to Augusta. Could you talk about what it was like, especially 13, and even just being back?
Well, first of all, it was amazing. I didn't know that they changed the par 3 course. So when I drove in to go to the cabin, I was over there by the par 3 course. And so to see the first 6 holes change was crazy, and what they did in that amount of, I think 150 days to change that was crazy. 13, I thought it was good. Looks beautiful, but I think the score is gonna be the same. The average score, but I think there's gonna be a lot more laying up, just because the water's now into play. The little creek there is into play. You think about it more. I hit 2 good drives, and I had 230. Had 231 the first day, and then I had like 227 the second day, and I hit 2 good drives. So I had a 3-iron one day and a 4-iron. I think the day I had the 3-iron, the pin was up front, 14 on from the left, close to the left over there, and I hit 3-iron. But the tournament, I probably would have laid up. So it's just one of those things. I think it's going to be more laying up, just because it's going to be questionable. But a lot more pars, I believe. But yeah.
Do you feel in any way responsible for them having to do that? I mean, you personally, given
No,
given
nobody's ever Bubba-proofed a golf course. All I got to do is keep putting the greens out there. I'm struggling, so no, they're good.
Patrick, have you been?
I have. I was there last week. And it was good. Like Bubba said, on 13, there's going to be a lot more laying up. I mean, I played with DJ and Harold over there for 2 days, and I mean, I went in there with hybrid for 2 days off of that lie, and I mean, if the green's firm up at all and get kind of tournament speed, I mean, with the ball that far above your feet, that hybrid's not coming in that high. So, I mean, DJ laid up both days. I laid up. Tournament time I would have laid up, but since we're out there, seeing, I mean, I of course went send for it, but with adding that extra length, you can't cut as much of that corner. You can't get far enough down that left side that. I mean, I've always had, or if it's 4-iron, no, I can't turn it around that corner. I mean, if it's a 4-iron or less, I'll send, but after that, it's a layup.
Is that going to make the hole not as fun or not as exciting, you think?
Well, I think it'll take a little bit of that excitement out of that 13, and then adding, it's not 15 being at 550 if it's into the wind. Guys aren't going to hit 3-woods into that green because it's hard to hold that thing. And long is so dead at tournament speed. So unless you get the right wind conditions, I mean, you could just start seeing layups on both of those par 5s, and now you're taking where it used to be you could make a 3, but you could also bring 6 and 7 into play. Now a layup where it's a 4 or 5.
Patrick, they used to say that, it's probably still do, that the Masters didn't begin to the back 9 on Sunday, but because of all those shots you can make up, it doesn't sound like that'll be the case now.
Well, the reason why you can make up shots is obviously because of, if you can get hot on 13 and 15, but now with the length on 11 and lowering that right side on 11 that they did last year, 12, you don't have to do anything to that. That can be a bear just because of all the different wind directions, and you still have a ton of danger on that back 9, and it being the back 9 at Augusta, especially on a Sunday, I mean, now you add nerves into it. Greens got more crusty, gets faster, firmer on that late Sunday. A lot can happen, but I think what it's done is just putting more premium on course management, shot making, and wedge play. I mean, when I was out there last time, I realized that every wedge shot you have in that golf course, if you go and give yourself 60, 70, 80-yard wedge shots anywhere else, they're easy because it's all flat lies. Every one of them is either ball above feet, below feet, uphill lie, downhill lie to a green that's elevated and running away half the time. So everything gets a little bit more complicated. And, I mean, if you have any butterflies or anything kind of running through you, I mean, it just makes those shots that much harder.
Obviously, the big storyline next week will be LIV v the Tours. That's just the way it'll be.
Yeah.
Do you feel like I know it's an individual competition, but do you feel like you go in there as a group, as almost like a team? There's 17 of you.
No, I'm trying to beat them all. Just saying.
It's one of those things, I mean, obviously the media and the storylines is going to be obviously LIV versus PGA Tour and all that kind of stuff, but really at the majors, that's all the guys that come in, the top players in the world are going playing against each other no matter where they come from. It doesn't matter what tour they're on or anything. It's the top guys going and trying to play for one of the most coveted events in the world. So for us, it's going to just, at least for myself, I mean, it's just going to be business as usual going out and playing. And, of course, what I'd like to have LIV, be up at top of course. But really at the end of the day, it's all of us going in there and just trying to play the best golf we can and be ready for the 4 biggest weeks of the year.
Brooks, it would be a big statement, though, for LIV, wouldn't it, if they did have the Masters champion and the Open champion?
Yeah, I would say so, right? anytime you win the Masters or the Open, that's usually a pretty big statement. So, yeah.
But for LIV as an entity,
For anybody, if you win a major, that's a pretty damn good statement.
you've won 4.
Huh?
You've won 4, so you'd know. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it was so long
I got
ago.
4 of them. Yeah.
Back here. March usually, when you guys were playing on the PGA Tour, was such a busy time. The Florida Swing, the Players Championship, heading into the Masters. How have the three of you kind of rearranged your schedule to maximize the best way for you to go into Augusta?
Yeah, but you got to think. So we didn't play all the events. Not everybody. I mean, yeah, just because it's busy on the schedule doesn't mean it's busy for us. So yeah, you're asking a question that's it's irrelevant, really. But practice as well. I mean, I never played the week before the Masters, so. And to follow up on the other question you asked him about when he asked about the par fives, the tees were all the way back when I played it, so they can move the tees up 30 yards on 13 and 15. So you just never know where the wind's going or where the tees will be set during the tournament. Sorry, that was a follow-up to your question, too. Sorry. But, yeah, we don't play every tournament. I mean, well, P. Reed does. He played 35 of them, so he was.
But, Brooks, you're a Florida guy, so you would be inclined, I don't have the record in front of me.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I played Honda just because it was right in the backyard, and they'd given me a spot years ago, so I always just played as a and then Players, really, that was it. I didn't play Bay Hill most of the time. Like Tampa, I played maybe last year, but it wasn't a huge stretch for me. I wouldn't say I was playing everything.
So I guess, Patrick, the question falls to you. How have you changed?
Honestly, I mean, so I would play Bay Hill, I'd play Valspar and Players, but I'd never played the week before Augusta. So you look at those events, and I've played Tucson. I'm playing this week, kind of leading in. So I mean, maybe one less event, but I also get tournament ready by playing the week before. So for me, honestly, I don't feel like it's going to be much different. If anything, I just feel like I'll be more rested, had a little bit more prep, and we'll be ready to go for Augusta.
It's definitely, I mean, right, 3 events before Augusta. It's definitely a lighter schedule than what we normally would.
Playing the week before, does that make none of you guys play the week
I
before?
hope they keep focusing on Augusta, and I win this week.
What were you saying? I lost my thought.
None of you typically play the week before the Masters. Now you are.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that change what you're doing?
Well, I usually play the week before the U.S. Open and the PGA, and so that's done all right for me.
So why haven't you played the week before?
Listen, I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of where they were playing.
He didn't get in that event.
Yeah. Listen, it's always like a tune-up. The week before, you can really kind of assess where you're at and figure out, hey, this is what I need to work on. This is where I'm lacking, and that's what you try to use this week for. Just figure out where exactly you're at, and then Monday to Wednesday, grind your butt off.
I just had a quick one for Brooks. Sort of a viral clip from last week at the Panther game. I was just curious what your
What did you do now, man?
what's your beef with Aaron Ekblad, and did you bring the cone from home?
I did not bring the cone.
What did you do?
And he gave up a bad goal. It was a bad pass in the third. I'm a diehard Peace fan. And he gave up a bad goal.
What sport is this?
Hockey.
Really? Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, he gave up a bad goal at the, I think, midway through the third. And I just felt like if they didn't win that game, we weren't going to win. They weren't going to make the playoffs. So, dedicated fan, man.
So what did you do? What is it cone he's talking about? What cone?
There was a cone. There was a cone that was just outside, so I
Were
was holding it up.
you hydrated that night?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now we're getting to it.
Absolutely. But yeah, listen, I'm a diehard fan.
I'm
Whether
gonna
they
look the clip up. Is it good?
do it when
Is your shirt on or off?
it's on.
Okay.
It's on.
I ain't gonna look at it then.
But yeah. Look, I'm a diehard fan, man. When they do something good, I'm the first one to cheer them. I'll text these guys, but diehard,
Did you not
man.
text him?
I didn't text him. No, I did not.
Bob, you have another one? Who's back there?
I got one. Teddy Fenton with Luckiest Golfers on Earth. How are you, fellas?
congratulations on all the success that's happened around here with LIV and your teams, particularly. My question is more in line with the team. A lot of people have asked you, there's 3 major champions right there in front of us. For one of you guys or one of the 18 that's going to compete next week in Augusta, if one of those guys, wins Augusta and brings, quote unquote, a green jacket back to LIV, what does that do for your teams? What does it do for the Four Aces? What does it do for Smash? And what does it do for Range Goats? Because there's so much branding going in with your teams, logos. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that would mean our team would have 5 majors, so that's good. Look, anytime you win the Masters, it's going to be a big boost off the golf course for you. I don't care who you are. Look at anybody that's won it. I guarantee they would say the same thing. So, I can't speak for what would happen because I don't know the future, but I'm assuming that would be a massive, massive boost for any team, player, individual. It doesn't matter what it is. It's going to be a big boost.
Yeah, feeding off of that, I don't care where you live in the world. If me and your friends, I'm going to celebrate for you, maybe with you. I don't get as hydrated as some people, though, so I won't party that late. But I would definitely support them, whoever it is. It doesn't matter what league, what tour, what part of the world you're from. It's a friend, then you support them. So that, obviously, that goes a long way to confidence for me if I win. It'll give me confidence whatever tournament I'm in. If it's somebody on my team, hopefully it gives them confidence and we can, get on the podium one time at LIV. Yep.
What about you, Pat?
I basically second what both these guys say. At the end of the day, it's one of the those 4 events are the hardest ones to win. If you're able to go out and win, it brings a boost not only to the league, to the team, but also to yourself kind of going forward, as well as, just shows and validates all the hard work that you've put into it to get to that point. And, now it's just not sharing it with yourself and your inner circle team. You get to share it with these guys out here. You can share it with your team. And, I just think it's huge for the, the morale around your team, especially if your team's playing well at that point. Just gives them a little bit even more boost going forward and hopefully, trickles down into the rest of the season.
Evan or Rex, do you guys have anything? No? Bob? Okay. Let him go first. Okay.
Just here, guys, over here. Just a question for all 3 of you. Orange County National is not the most difficult golf course. I just want your thoughts on playing.
You're pretty good
here.
around here then? Is what you're
Sorry?
saying? You're pretty good around here? So it's difficult for you.
Okay. Just your thoughts on the golf course and then using a course like this to prepare for next week also.
I haven't played this place in maybe 15, 20 years. So junior golf was the last time I played it. So I don't. We'll find out today and tomorrow. We go play it. I've got nothing.
I played Q school here. I think it was second stage, either in 03 or 04. So it's been a while since I've been around here. I got here on Sunday night, so I played last couple of days around here. Greens are in perfect shape. You couldn't ask for better greens. Wind is what the defense is around here, or fast greens, because there's some undulation on them. Fairways were good. Rough is short. So there's the ability to play good golf around here, but it all depends on pin selections, wind, and how fast the greens are. But it's a great course. It's a fun course. There's a couple holes in the back 9, the par 3s, and number 12 tee shot got me a little nervous. Number 2 is a long hole. So there's some tough holes.
Nervous in a practice round?
Dude, I get nervous every time. I'm standing next to Brooks Koepka, man. Now I know you're a hockey fan.
Facts.
And you're angry at a hockey game, I know.
Almost cost us the playoffs.
I like how you
get in
said
now.
us. I like how you said us.
I
Like
know.
you helped the team.
I did.
Did you get water for him? Wipe the sweat off there. The official water boy of what team is it again?
Come on, man.
I don't know hockey, man.
You don't know.
No, I don't know hockey. Anyway, the course is going to be great.
Bob, go ahead.
I just want to ask all 3. Obviously, there's been this narrative that next week might be awkward. Are we past that yet, or?
I'm going to be honest, man. It's only awkward in the media.
Yeah.
I've talked to people that are going to be there. I'm going to sign up with Jason Day and Cam Young in the par 3. Some guys have already asked me to play the practice rounds. Media is the only one that is pushing it. I'm not. I have nothing against anybody. If you change jobs, I'm not mad at you. If you start reporting for somebody else, hey, man, it's a better decision for you and your family. Have at it.
I think that's one of the big things. I mean, down at Jupiter, we see each other. I was just with Rory and JT yesterday. So, and Keegan was there. I mean, we see each other quite a bit. So, I mean, there's a lot of conversations. I was talking with Rory for probably about 30 minutes. It's about the ball, all the other stuff that's going on. Just
Life.
It's not as where no one's angry at anybody from what I've seen.
You know, Rory himself has been pretty outspoken.
Protecting his entity, man. He's protecting his business, which is fine.
But
we
that
all
doesn't
do it.
Yeah, but I also don't think that means anything personal with any of us. I mean, I've had relationships with them for, I don't know, I've known JT since we've maybe, I don't know, 13, 14 years old maybe. Rory for, I don't know, last, 10 years? So it's not anything. We don't see each other normally on a normal basis.
Bubba, this one is for you. You talked a little bit about how you kind of were able to be behind the scenes, be in those meetings to kind of see like the future, how to grow this. Can you talk a little bit about what those meetings were like and just how do you continue to grow LIV and just expand to make it, not have the awkward conversations of what it goes along with the PGA and just growing from there?
Yeah, I mean, I was in the production meetings, how they're going to film, what they're going to talk about on air, how we're going to get that message across, how we're going to get the teams going. This league is about teams. It's not about individuals. High school golf, college golf is all about team golf, and individuals take care of itself, but we want to be there for the team. We want to be up on that podium. And so when I wasn't playing, I got to see the production side of it. I got to be in the meetings with all the people with LIV and talk about colors, where we're going, talk about charity, talk about golf course venues. So I got to see all the stuff that we normally don't see, right? We're out there grinding, playing golf. And so I got to see it before these guys did. Got to hear about it. Got to talk about name changes, got to talk about where we want to go in the future, the 10-year plan. Now these guys are caught up. Every team's caught up. Every team is now, during that offseason, we finally had an offseason in golf, so we all got to go to meetings. And like winter meetings in baseball, we got to go and talk and do photo shoots and talk about what's best for the league, not best for one guy, but best for everybody, 48 guys. So I was just ahead of the curve just because I was injured. I got to see it all before, but everybody's caught up now. But yeah, it's interesting and fun. It's like Brooks said, it's just fun to do. This is put on a different hat and grind it in a different way instead of on the golf course.
I don't know if you go into detail, but kind of what were those meetings like to continue to move forward, and where do you guys see LIV going?
Well, it's team. It's going to the team. Like we want, at some point, the dream would be to put all the money that we're playing for to be all team money, and then have a venue that we call home. The Range Goats. Yeah, perfect. That's what I figured too. But that's what we want to home ourselves. We want to have our own venue. Maybe host an event there, just like any sports team has a stadium. That's kind of what we would call it. Have an academy out of there. Start some junior golf out of there. We all have foundations, but now our team gets behind those foundations and what we're trying to grow for charity side. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we're looking at. Our team kits to get our outfits to look right when all these contracts kind of run out for clothing deals and everything, so that we can all get together and look the same and be a team. But the big one is having our own venue to call home and start from there, and our team be based out of there, and so we can practice there, and sponsors can come there, junior golf players can come there. So yeah, those are the real key ones that we're looking at. But it's really just, it starts with getting this truly to a team league, and everybody understands that individual's great, but without the team succeeding, it doesn't really amount for anything.
That is pretty much exactly what happened. I'm going to be dead honest. I was involved in a lot of these meetings, and it's quite interesting. I think Bubba just hit on pretty much every topic that we've talked about, from a 5-year, 10-year plan of where we want to be. And I think that was actually a really good summary.
Thank you. I get to
was
just play
pretty
golf.
good. That was really good.
I'd let everyone else make those decisions.
I think Rex.
Brooks, you mentioned talking with Roy about the golf ball. Do you have any thoughts on the proposed change to the golf ball?
I'm not a huge fan of it, but I could see we were kind of talking about how I think it could distance the better players are just going to come to the top, and it could be a bigger gap between top guys and the rest of the field. I don't know. I'm not exactly for it, and he kind of is. So it was just interesting to hear the other side of it.
Bubba, do you have any thoughts on the proposed rule change?
I don't agree with it, but I never thought about that, but that makes sense. The top players are going to stick out more. When they limit things, it's going to stick out more. The top players, the people that have the short game, the people that have the ability to hit shots, it's going to stick out more. The best players are going to be that far ahead. They're already that far ahead, but now they're going to really be that far ahead. And long hitters are going to be long hitters. Short hitters are going to be short hitters. Doesn't matter what you do to the equipment. But we forget that we're just entertainers, man. It's the people outside the ropes that are spending. We get stuff for free. I don't know if y'all know that, but like they're the ones spending the money. They're the ones spending the commercial dollars, and these organizations that are changing, making them spend more millions to redesign a ball. So it's just, I don't see why we're spinning our wheels to reinvent a wheel.
Anyone else? Great. Thank you guys so much. Good luck
Thank
this
y'all.
week and good luck next week, too.